the humans have been gently culling the aggressive strains out.
Oh, wow.
Even the African bee in Brazil, after 20 years after it was released as the killer bee, the ones the beekeepers are keeping are now much more docile because they keep culling the really aggressive strain.
Right.
Well, it's when you get the hybrid that you don't know which way it's going to go. So a pure strain of bee in its own environment is perfectly workable. Even in Africa, the African bee is perfectly workable without great protection.
So when you look at one bee versus another, you can tell these are Kangaroo Island bees?
Yes, you see that stripe, that very distinctive black stripe and the yellow. There's the Russian bee is more of a bluey greeny type thing, and there's a darker bee, a black bee as well. So, but of course, if you get a hybrid, you can't tell whether it's pure or not. So when you buy a queen for a hive, you have it comes through the mail, and then the beekeeper simply looks for the old queen, kills it, and then puts the new queen in an introduction cage. And the introduction cage allows the queen's pheromones to filter through the hive while they know they don't have a queen, and therefore she's accepted. But if you put a queen in straight away, her pheromones would differ. You have to kill the old queen and then allow them to become used to the new queen's pheromones before she gets amongst them. I simply left it after killing the queen, they would make their own queen cell. But this one will hatch within 2 days, which is before any queen cell they could make would hatch. Therefore this queen will take over the hive. Oh, I can smell that honey.
Yeah.
Can you smell that honey? Each of these frames is probably about 2 kilograms of honey. So from 3 of these boxes, I get about 50 kilograms. Put a metal grid there, which is just the right size so the queen can't walk through. And therefore she keeps all of her eggs down in the bottom box. And they're not disturbing the honey. They're not laid amongst the honey. So when I take the honey, I'm not actually threatening the brood nest. And that's called a queen excluder, that grid. And then above it, all of the boxes which hold honey are for some peculiar reason called supers. The Reverend Langstroth is called the father of beekeeping, although at the same time in Germany they were also discovering bee space, but the publications were in German, so they weren't so well known.
So why was beekeeping appropriate for ministers and no one else?
Good question, yes. Perhaps because it kept them, they didn't have to travel for it, they just had it in their country parish. And it was considered, well, the Greeks considered it very, very important as part of philosophy to study bees. I guess it sort of carried over a little bit into the Christian church. They considered bees to be divinely inspired. What I do now is put in empty frames for them to fill up again. And those bees that were sitting on the entrance will probably take their I'm now going to brush the bees off.
Natural inclination is to run back and...
That's right, yes. I mean, it's like being shaken off something, and they'll just go back into the hives as long as you haven't aroused their...